Schwerpunkt rein in Englisch unterrichtet wird, möchte ich auch gerne diese Präsentation in Englisch halten, damit Sie auch gleich wissen, was Sie so erwartet. Okay, so basically, what is international management? Any of you have any ideas? What could be awaiting you when you learn about international management? Anything? Any questions? Any ideas that come to your mind? Yes? Perfect.
Maybe cross-cultural problems?
Yes, very big part of international management has to do with cross-cultural issues.
To make connections with other businesses abroad.
Yeah, have business abroad, how to go about it, sorry. Yes.
And to go to the markets there.
Yeah, internationalization, how to internationalize, another important topic. Anything else that comes to your mind? Okay, so basically international management is a very big area. So we cover a wide range of topics, going from strategic management aspects, going to international human research management, dealing with financial markets, dealing with economies, so also macroeconomic factors play a role. So basically international management is not just one discipline, but it really crosses several different disciplines. So why should you actually want to study international management? So basically what we offer is an understanding of the principles of what is international business. Basically international business, companies, people, organizations from at least 2 different countries working together, trading. What are the principles there? How does this work? How can you learn to manage international business, international relations? So what we need to understand is we live in a globalized world. All of you do. Just look around, your clothes are made all over the world, your phones have parts from all over the world, are assembled somewhere else, have been designed at another place, so globalization is day-to-day life. So basically what we want to teach you in international management is to understand how can organizations deal with the global challenges, with the international challenges that they encounter. So basically we talk about managerial, international, strategic, as well as global strategic and also organizational issues in this global context. One big part, as one of your colleagues already mentioned, is also cultural differences, or are cultural differences that will definitely surface in international interactions. So basically we want to offer you a big picture by crossing these functional boundaries. So we include strategic management, human resource management, marketing aspects, especially when going international you need to consider different market research aspects, organizational issues play a role, monetary financial issues play a role, accounting and so on. So we really try and span sort of an umbrella over all these different disciplines. In addition to that, what we also want to do is prepare you for an international career. So basically most of you, I assume, will be working in companies one day, might be multinational companies, might also be domestic companies, but usually even if you work in a domestic company, so basically a company that just operates within one country, you might be confronted with customers from other countries, you might be confronted with suppliers, or simply people from different cultural backgrounds, and we want to prepare you to be able to deal with these kind of challenges, with these opportunities, make use of them. So we expose you to international thinking, in terms of different international theories, but also by introducing you to our guest professors who will then talk with you also about different international topics. We offer you the chance to work in multicultural teams. So basically I think our Schwerpunkt or specialization is one of the few where you really meet a lot of international students. As all our courses are in English, this is one of the advantages for the international students as well. So basically you will be working in multicultural teams. This can be a big opportunity. Quite often it is also a big challenge dealing with different work attitudes and so on. So we hope that you will make use of this chance and really get to see, okay, what do we encounter here, how can we deal with that, so that later on when you have your job in a big company, maybe in a multinational company, that you can also deal with situations that emerge. In order to do that, you should develop cultural sensibility or sensitivity in our courses. And the side effect, since you will be working in international teams, since you will be taught solely in English, since you will encounter different guest professors, you will also have the chance to improve your language skills. mostly English, but also obviously if you want to in your groups you might also speak Spanish, Italian, whatever other language you can imagine, Chinese, Taiwanese, some Nordic language maybe, so make use of these different chances. So, just to give you a short idea about our own department, Professor Iris Fischelmeier is our department head. Otherwise, our academic staff includes 4 people, me included, and my colleagues here, and also our administrative staff that will give you information, answer your questions in case any emerge. Yeah, as I already mentioned, all our courses are taught in English, and we also have a very strict code of conduct in terms of academic dishonesty, in terms of plagiarism and so on, so keep that in mind. We try to have a very fair academic environment at our department, and this is also why I want to emphasize this point here. Yeah, now let's get down to the facts, down to business. If you decide to take our Schwerpunkt, which is, by the way, in Wahlkörper A, you will have to take 5 courses. You see them enlisted here. So basically, international business, market entry, current issues in international management, cross-cultural management, and special topics in international management. I'll give you a really short introduction to each one of them. But basically, yeah, the first 2, international business and international market entry, you can do in 1 semester, and then the other 3 in the next semester, but I have a nice figure showing that as well. So basically what we want to introduce you to is the global business environment. As I already mentioned, globalization is part of our lives today. It influences everything else that's happening. We live in an international world. International trade is something that can't be not thought of anymore. We have international monetary markets, we deal in this international environment, but nevertheless the national economic developments, national politics, different national cultures still play a very big role, so this is also something that you have to keep in mind. In particular, if you're a company wanting to operate in different countries, thinking about internationalization, you will have to think about national differences, but also take into consideration the international market, the international organizations, institutions that exist. And finally, we should not forget that we all, as individuals, work in these firms, in these companies, that we encounter people with different backgrounds, in particular cultural backgrounds, but not just putting it down to culture, but basically, yeah, we're all influenced by the different environments that we operate in, and should also learn something about ourselves in terms of interaction, in terms of communication, negotiation, when it comes to global or international world. So basically, coming back to our courses, here you can just see, and I'll try to briefly summarize what we do in each one of them. So basically, international business should be an introduction to the international management world. We'll deal with issues such as globalization, international trade. We'll focus on the multinational corporation, as well as its economic macro environment. We'll also deal with the industry, but also have a look at what does corporate social responsibility mean. Next up, we have international market entry. Basically, here is the idea to give you a first introduction to how do companies internationalize, what do they need to consider in terms of formulating an international strategy, looking at their internal environment, but also looking at the external environment, and not forgetting issues such as also responsibility within the firm. Next up, we have the current issues in international management, which takes a big focus on the firm. So basically issues such as knowledge transfer, when you're working in a multinational environment, how do you coordinate, how do you organize such a company, such a firm, and also how do you, for example, merge firms, how do you acquire firms, and also how do you later on integrate these firms into your own. In addition to that, cross-cultural management is the next course. Here we really try to make you understand what does it mean to work in a diverse group. For example, you will be confronted with how do you operate in multinational teams, what kind of theories can explain different cultures, can help you understand how different work ethics relate. Also give you an idea about cultural sensitivity, getting some kind of cultural intelligence, so to say, but also dealing with ethics in a cross-cultural dimension. And finally, we have the so-called advanced topics in international management. Here we have our guest professors most of the time, and they introduce various topics ranging from two. For example, last semester we had a big focus on international human resource management, but this semester we'll be focusing on international negotiations as well as international multicultural and also partly virtual group work. So there's always a change here, and you might have the chance to really encounter some interesting topics introduced by our guest professors. So as I already said, we have this nice overview here. So basically you can do all these 5 courses within 2 semesters, but you could also stretch it over 3 semesters if you want to. We offer international business and international market entry in a blocked format. So international business takes place in the first half of the semester and is then followed by market entry, whereas cross-cultural management, special topics and current issues, usually also in a blocked format, but then they are located all over the semester, but the courses within do not collide. So make sure when you check in course that you select the right dates for you. Yeah, this is just a summary of what I tried to explain in the graphics before. So if you want to have more info on what is the course outline, what kind of topics do we cover, then here you can read up on it. Of course, additionally, we have our homepage. Maybe in terms of assessment, usually we have case studies, but we also have exams, in particular international business and market entry. Current issues also has a seminar paper, for example. Cross-cultural management uses reflective essays and also short in-class assessments. And special topics depends on the guest professors, but usually it's also either seminar paper, case study, or some kind of written exam. So, for those of you who are interested or already thinking about the end of the bachelor, you can also write the bachelor thesis at our department. Obviously, you should take our courses in order to do so. You can write the bachelor thesis in cross-cultural management or current issues. For more details, you can also have a look at our homepage. Yeah, the topics are suggested or basically assigned by the supervisors, so our department members. And we do theoretical bachelor thesis, so basically you will be assigned a topic, conduct the in-depth literature review, and write this up in English, and all the deadlines, assessment criteria, and so on you find on our homepage. We have a very nice bachelor thesis admission process sheet where you can read up on all the details. We also have a final examination at the end of the bachelor, covering the classes that you hopefully will take. And for those of you who are already looking way ahead and are planning a master, we also offer courses in the master program, in the general management master. So just to give you an idea, there are options for the future as well in case you enjoy our Schwerpunkt already. And then obviously there's also the chance to write your master thesis at our department. And here you get the chance to choose the topic yourself. And we have a grade average, so just that you take note of that as well. Otherwise, the requirements are pretty similar to bachelor thesis, which I explained before. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them now. Feel free to write an email for any formal aspects. And if I can answer any questions right now, you can ask them in English oder natürlich auch gerne auf Deutsch. Gibt es Fragen von Ihrer Seite? Falls Sie irgendwelche individuellen Fragen haben, dann ist sie noch gerne noch ein bisschen länger da. Also wenn es um irgendwelche spezifischen Themen geht,